news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon, Spa, Nail and Barbershops, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies and sports. Met and leveled with in their ways and comfort zone, Generation Z. Over 150 high school and college students participated in a one-day forum organized by Digicel BVI, celebrating what makes them as youths unique and truly expressing who they are, Generation Z. The first half of the day facilitated by International Connection under the theme, Your Big Year. Oh, big year. It was a session which allowed them to dabble with their communication devices, something they are not allowed to in many instances. Play, and most of all, speak openly on issues of concern to them, especially here in the Virgin Islands. Here are extracts.
3 people that have the ball right now. We're going to ask you to share your superpower.
Superpower is teleporting.
My
Awesome.
my superpower is super smart.
I would like to have invisibility as a superpower.
Yes! About living here.
And casual season. Festival season.
Oh, festival season. I love that.
A joke, I think a female put bike man, which is males on motorbikes. It's a cool thing for our culture. It's something that it's recent and it's very interesting when you actually take a look into it. But females seem to be interested into what they call bike man. Yeah, they have a lot of different varieties of bikes as well. Yeah, that's basically it.
I love it. What problems do you see in your community?
Potholes.
The violence.
Bike accidents.
Ooh, bike accident.
Like motorbikes.
Bike accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Politics, serious politics. Yeah.
To add to what Chike just said, I'd say that a lot of the young men that go into the cocaine trafficking business here, that's a huge problem. It's not really a good look for us when, our premiere is on international news. Oh, Andrew Foy's,
Yeah, this is a big deal.
It's really bad.
It is a big deal. Yeah, that hit globally. We all heard about it. So yeah, it's a big thing.
We're a tourism country. It's our second financial pillar. We need that. And a bad name for us is not good for business.
Mm-hmm.
So a problem I see in the BVI is the cost of living and minimum wage.
To add with politics, I feel a lot of the politicians now only get into politics to profit themselves, to benefit themselves, and not focus on the residents of the Virgin Islands.
Our problem I see is stealing. Stealing.
I want to know what is needed to create solutions.
First off, I think you're going to need people to listen to you and understand where you're coming from. And then that best help. Because if they're not living what you're living through and you just tell them, they ain't going to understand how deep or how bad it is,
So I feel that a few problems that we mentioned about bikes, cost of living, and politics, there are laws in the BVI to prevent certain things, but we are not enforcing them. We're letting it brush past, and it is becoming a bigger problem in the BVI. So I feel like laws are in place, but it's not enforced.
What we need to find solutions to these problems is there should be a platform for young people to speak out. And like she said, there are rules pertaining to these problems, but the young children don't listen and they aren't enforced. But I feel like I said, there need to be a platform for these children to speak out, because since no one listens to them, they feel like they have to get violent or be really, really loud. But they don't have to, but they are.
I think one is good character traits like unselfishness, seeing that most of our problems are a team effort to solve.
I feel like most of the problems, especially in the BVI, you would see regards around young people. And I feel like a lot of it starts at home. I believe that parents need to, okay, there are some situations where it cannot be helped. However, there is something that people can do to help parents who cannot help, because those situations are what I'd say start the process.
Yeah, amazing, amazing.
And I agree with Tarcisha because that was such a great point. That was such a great point because not only is there not anything, because some parents just can't help, and that is valid, and there aren't any resources for young children to reach out to. There's a very, very, very small amount of therapists and stuff, and we need that for the children to get help and for the adults to be able to help their children.
I think we need innovation. We can't just depend on tourism and finance. We need more young entrepreneurs starting businesses to bring more income and publicity to the island.
Awesome.
You know how all the elderly say that the youth is the future, but when the youth come up with ideas to solve problems that go against their values, it becomes a battle against the youth and the old. So I think that we need to come together and focus on the solution rather than which value is more than the other.
I would basically just say better leadership, because as one of the young ladies said before, the politicians getting into politics for the wrong reason, to benefit themselves. So if we had unbiased leaders, half of these problems would be fixed.
I think that we need a proper thought-out system and team to implement the work on making the education system better.
Generation Z spoke up and hope that they are heard on all levels.
Yeah, so much stood out to me today so far. I'm amazed by the youth. They are really looking for a platform to speak and to share their ideas and to voice that as youth in the community.
Yeah, and then with that, it's not just voicing it, but they also shared that they want to be listened to. So that was a common theme that we definitely saw around. And also just there is so much untapped talent here. There's so many aspiring young people in completely different fields. We've had engineers, we've had artists, we've had athletes, and all in between. And it's really inspiring to hear. And I hope that they get inspired from hearing each other, that they're all on common ground as well.
With this JTV News Update, Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.